Hello, everybody. This is Hunter Hero, and welcome back to what feels like a yearly upload. So I haven't been doing very well in Yu-Gi-Oh, having a lot of stuff come up. But recently I've been seeing a lot of success with Floowandereeze. So I decided to deck profile my deck list, see what I was playing so far, get your guys' suggestions and all that. This is the budget variant because I don't have $390 to play Prosperity, but I do have extras, so let's get into the main deck, because this is like what all the deck is. 3 copies of Robina. This searches all your baby birds. I'm sure most everybody who's watching this knows this, but Robina searches baby birds and then grants you additional normal summon. And then all of them have the effect to add themselves back from banished, because all of them have the clause that if they leave the field for any reason, they're banished. So, Triple Eaglin. This searches all of your big birds. So this is normally what you're searching off of Robina. And then just the same clauses as everybody else. I guess I should mention Robina searches level 4 or lower birds, which will come up when I show you one of the other cards that we're starting to play. Double Stree. Some people are playing this at 1. I would never cap this out. I've never summoned it more than about twice in a duel because most people would surrender. Lately at some locals, I have considered pumping this up just so that way one of my other tech choices is more easy to summon. But up to this point, this has been fine. Banishing cards from the graveyard is fine. It hits DPs and stuff. And then the 1 token. I have never needed multiples of this. His effect's fine. He adds back a banished Floowandereeze card. If he added any big bird back, he'd be better, but Stree banishes Big Bird. This summons back. This adds back your Big Bird because they don't have any effects to add themselves back. And then you normal summon over the Stree and the Big Bird with this guy. So, yeah. And then we're playing Triple Smorg Bird of Perfection. I feel really zoomed out, but that's fine. It's Triple Bird of Smorg of Perfection. So this guy is actually really good. This guy is a free chain block on your first normal summon, because if you normal summon a winged beast, he normal summons. So this would go, you go chain link 1 like Robina, chain link 2 this guy, and then they can't like Ash the Robina. So that way they don't stop your normal summon. And then this thing chain blocks for your second normal summon as well, because it has an effect when it's normal summoned that can chain block for your other normal summon after Robina is done resolving. So you need 3. This thing was a common, so, and the card you're playing is an old common, so these aren't very expensive. These help your consistency and give you another normal summon. Not only with themselves, but the card they're searching is the field spell for Samorg, so that gives you another normal summon. We'll get there when we get to the card. But to the big birds, we're playing double Empen. Legitimately, back when this deck first came out, everybody was playing only 1 Empen because they thought it was enough, and every time he was outed, the deck would kind of struggle. So I legitimately think that double Empen is going to be the answer now and forever. This thing stops attack position special summon monsters from from activating their effects, and then he also searches your back row and gives you another normal summon. So when you're gonna go to try to close the game, he's pretty good. Now, I guess before I completely leave the topic of little birds, I'm not playing the wind barrier statue, just due to the fact that I understand that it's like really free, it's super safe. But I prefer fun interactive locals. If I was taking this to a regional, I'd probably trade out the tech choice for the wind barrier statue. So just keep that in mind as we go forward into the list. I'll explain which card to take out for the barrier statue. But and then yeah, so he searches your back row. Is a a decent floodgate and has the effect to banish any card in your hand to have your opponent's monsters attack. So he's really good. I like him a lot. One of my favorite artworks in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. To the 1 of big birds, we have Apex Avian and Ryza the Mega Monarch. So, Omni-Negate, don't really need to explain much more. Like, this thing is seeing play in a lot of bird stuff. If you played Bird Up back before we got the Smorg Link band, this was the thing you were summoning off of it most of the time. And then Rise of the Mega Monarch is one of the best things to do on your opponent's turn, because you can bounce a card out of their graveyard, a card from their fields, and, well, you spin those, and then you bounce a card from their field back to their hand. So it's a really powerful removal. This thing also, if you don't have the right amount of targets, you can just bounce one of your own cards for follow-up. It's not bad. I like these a lot. This card's the most expensive in the main deck at like 60-ish bucks, and you only need one of it, so yeah, this deck's not the super cheap. We're hoping for reprint season soon. And then my tech choice, Floowandereeze and Snowl. The reason I chose to play this over the Windberry statue was because Gozen Match is a really good card against this matchup because half your stuff is water and half your stuff is wind. So this just gives you a big bird to play under Gozen. He's also like a UCT. You manage a card out of your hand, and then he books all of your opponent's special summoned attack position monsters. I think. Is it attack position or is it just monsters? Oh yeah, it's all special summon monsters. Okay, so it's pretty good. It's a great way to stop like combos. Also, it gives all your Floowandereeze piercing battle damage, so that's actually kind of important because this is how you close games. And he just has the continuous effect to give you 3 normal summons a turn instead of just 1. So if your combo's interacted with and you have Snow on board, don't need to fear. You can just kind of chug through it because that gives you the 2 normal summons that you need and an additional 1 to get your boss monster. So he's really good. But obviously replace him with a barrier statue if you intend on like being non-interactive. So in terms of hand traps, we're playing Triple Dimension Shifter. This is one of the few decks that plays Shifter in the main because you really aren't punished for doing so. All your stuff being banished is what you kind of where you want it to be. Shame that Lancia kind of hurts your grind game a bit, but to be honest, it's even not that big a deal. If you draw this on your opponent's standby phase, you just shotgun it because not having them be able to Valor you is really good. Disabling certain hand traps is delightful because stops Ogre, stops Valor. 2 of the worst hand traps Floowandereeze, needs to chew through. The only one it doesn't stop is Ash, but you have other answers to that, and to be honest, being Ashed once isn't the end of the world if you have an additional normal summon. But yeah, Shifter's bonkers. Then we're playing double Valor and double Ash. These are essentially just cross-out targets. If they come up, they come up. If they don't, they don't. Everybody knows what these 2 cards do. They're really prevalent in this format. Super cheap. And now we're going on to the spell cards with Triple Floowandereeze and the Magnificent Map. This is your extra normal summon. So you reveal a level 1 bird in your hand, which all your Floowandereeze are. So you reveal a level 1 Floowandereeze bird in your hand, banish another one from your deck, and then you get to normal summon it immediately after this effect resolves. So this is what card loses to Ogre and makes your deck a lot more vulnerable to Ash, because you can't start chain blocking your dudes until this resolves. So let's say your opening hand is like Robina and the Map. You banish Stree because you want to search at Eaglin, and then, the Stree will block so you can search your Eaglin. And then it also, when your opponent normal summons for turn, gives you a normal summon on their turn. So that's bonkers. That's how you get your interactions on your opponent's turn, because you're playing on your turn, setting up your floodgates, your trap and all that. And then you're immediately playing on their turn to combo off and then finish their turn by bouncing all their stuff, make it to where their normal summons burnt. Most of their starter plays are burnt, so they have nowhere to go. So, and then we're playing the newest card at 3 because you should. And the Floowandereeze and the Advent of Adventure. This is a quick play spell card that banishes a winged beast from your hand or field. To search any Floowandereeze card, any Floowandereeze monster, and the map. It also gives you 500 life points, so if you need to win in time, that's also something this can do. But the fact that this banishes, it's a quick play. It banishes for cost, so you can juke stuff like Valor and Imperm with this, and this card is like the best consistency card the deck could have asked for. And then we're playing 2 Unexplored Winds rather than 1. If you were going to a regional, cut this to 1. This is like a 47 card list, so if you're looking to make cuts to try to make the deck more consistent, this one goes to 1. What this allows you to do, this is your Stormforth. It's a continuous Stormforth, so anytime you attribute summon, you contribute summon one of your opponent's cards. And then this also gives you a mulligan. You can just reveal 2 winged beast monsters in your hand, put them to the bottom of the deck, draw 2 new cards. This conflicts with one of the draw cards in the deck. This is why Prosperity is better than the card I'm playing, but this card's really good. Seeing it never hurts. You're not searching it very often. That's why I'm playing it at 2. I like it a lot, but it should go to 1. Like, you should only play it at 1. In terms of consistency power, playing Triple Extravagance and Triple Duality. This would be Prosperity if I had them, but to be honest, I don't. So these are just consistency ways to draw more birds to try to just extend out of your opponent's stuff. And this also eats their ashes and stuff. It's really, really interesting. That's all these are for. You can't. I was playing Upstart at one point, and they kept conflicting with Extrav because I'm stupid. And then we're going to go to stuff that stops your opponent from stopping you, which is triple crossout and double book of moon. Crossouts, I already gave you the 2 crossout targets that hurt the deck the most. I'm not main decking Imperm for crossout. I normally would. Also, this hurts the mirror match if you know your opponent's playing Flow. You just, when they go to normal summon Robina, you activate Designator calling Robina. Sure, it turns it off for your turn, but you should be fine. I think. Nope. Yeah, you're fine for your turn. So, and then the Book of Boon to juke Valor and Imperm. So, and then we're going to go to the one-ofs. So we have Elborz, the Sacred Lands of Samorg. This is the field spell that the Bird of Perfection searches by sending another copy itself to the graveyard. So what this does is that it gives all your Windwing Beast monsters 300 attack. That makes MPen 3k, which is actually a bigger deal than some people let on. But it has 2 other effects that if you control, if you reveal a level 5 or higher Windwing Beast monster in your hand, this turn it requires 1 less tribute to tribute summon. So, and then you can immediately normal summon if you have a Windwing Beast on board. So this thing is like free. Map is always better, but just having this to search, give you chain blocks, it's delightful. Then we're playing Called by the Grave and Terraforming just to search map, prevent hand traps. These are both pretty common. You see these, probably in most lists that are playing Extrav and not Prosperity. And then for trap cards, we're playing just the 1 Dreaming Town. This thing just gives you a Book of Moon, a Conductor-esque Book of Moon when you normal summon a big dude while it's in the grave. But it also allows you to normal summon on your opponent's turn. This is normally what you're MPen searching, and this is like how you combo off on your opponent's turn if map doesn't get to resolve or if they pop the map. So that's it for the main deck. I guess I'm going to talk about the extra deck. It really doesn't matter. I never made this once in like the 3 weeks I've been playing the deck, but if it does, you're playing 1 Assembled Nightingale, Downward Magician, and Zeus. This is like the only package you would ever want to make, and if you're playing Prosperity, you just keep these safe, but you don't care. And then for Maximus targets, Maximus targets are Maximus targets. I mean, none of this needs thorough explaining because you're never making this. Link, Karibo, Phoenix, if you make this, you need to hate a back row and you somehow not resolve the Floowandereeze. And then these are just more Maximus targets, and then double Boral Sword, because if I ever end up in a weird scenario where I can make one, it'd be really funny. But that's it for the main deck. I will talk about sides because they are infinitely more important than the extra deck is. For the sides, we are citing 1 copy of Ash and triple copies of Ogre for hand traps. These are designator targets, just still. Ogre kind of conflicts hard with Shifter, but you never side out Shifter, so you just side this in going into games 2 and 3. If you don't draw Shifter and you just kind of know your opponent's playing Ogre, and then the 3rd copy of Ash, just so that way you can side that in for more interaction. For back row hate, because this deck hates back row, we're playing 1 copy of Dark Samorg, triple Cosmic Cyclone, and Harpy's Feather Duster. These would be Lightning Storm. If I had unlimited budget, these would be Lightning Storm. Going to a regional, ask your friends to borrow Lightning Storm. This deck loses so hard to back row, and Lightning Storm is the fastest way to get rid of it. Dark Samorg can only do so much. Harpy's Feather Duster, you have to draw it. Please get Lightning Storms if you're going to go play this at like high tier events. And then another designator target plus another thing I actually do side, Infinite Impermanence. Stopping your opponent, having another copy of Effect Valor never hurt anybody. It also makes another designator target going second. It's not bad. And then triple copies of Lancia. This helps the mirror match. This helps you against a lot of your bad matchups. Helps against PK, which is still undisputably probably still the best deck in the format. This card is bonkers. I've cited it in almost every game. Probably next to Ogre, just to hurt Adventure Engine, but don't really care about that. But yeah, so that's it for my Floowandereeze deck profile. My camera got really bad there for a second, but yeah, that's it for a Floowandereeze deck profile. If you liked it, or if there's something you'd want to share, like deck choices or whatever, Just let me know down in the comments. This deck is a lot of fun. This has probably been like the second most fun deck I've played in the last year. The other one being like a PK list I made, but like this deck is like super duper fun. I legitimately think this has like been one of the best decks for me, for the health of the game, being a decent control deck. The control combo deck, mid range, But I hope you guys enjoyed. Do whatever the hell you want. It's your life, not mine. But have a great day, okay?